I'll get that down one time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the OSINT Curious live stream with Micah Hoffman here. I think I'm flying solo for at least the first part of the day. And I want to just say thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching us on whatever platform you're looking at. We are live on Twitch, on Periscope / Twitter, and on YouTube. So one of the things I need you to do right now is tell me that you're out there. Show me that you are listening. So send me some hellos. Let's see who's out there in our listenership. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, maybe you saw something tweeted out or you saw something on Twitch saying, hey, check this out. We are the OSINT Curious Project, and one of the things that we do is we try to share open source intelligence techniques, tips, and tools with the world. Now we've got some people saying hello. Hey, Rob, Ben, Julian, welcome to the thing. Oh, we've got CA from the Netherlands. Cool. And Wee Shuggy. All right. Cavett from France. Nice. Great. And Trash Pack. Hey, welcome back. So glad that you all are here with me. And I've got scrolling on here our normal website, and not our normal website, just our website. We've got our website. We've got our user handle on multiple platforms. Also, we have a link to the Searchlight Discord, so you can come and say hi and join a community. And also, we have our Patreon. So if you like what you see, if you're getting value out of this, consider being a patron of ours. For as little as $1 a month, you can come in and support our project. Every little bit helps. So you all know how we start this, right? We're going to Geoguesser. We got to do Geoguesser. That's like the fun part. All right, so we've got Geoguesser, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome. Hey, Sector, you're on. Cool. So what we're going to do is we are going to do the Geoguesser site. This is geoguesser.com with no E on the R. And what we're going to do is go ahead and just try to figure out where in the world we are. This is a free game. You get to play a certain number of times free. I've upped us to the pro so that we can get in there and really have some excellent fun. So I need your help, because if you've been watching this week, you know I am terrible at this. So hey, what's up, Nick from the UK? How you doing? Oh, and Antonio from Madrid. We got a glow. I'm so happy that we've got people from all over the world, because these Geoguesser things have really been stumping me. So let's get into this. Let me go ahead and bring it up here. We're going to do the daily challenge on Geoguesser, and then we'll go on from there and have some fun. Please help me out with these. All right, here we go. Today's challenge. We have been challenged. We got 3 minutes per round. Let's figure out where in the world we are. All right, blue skies, which means it can't be the UK. I just offended half of our audience. I'm just kidding. It can be the UK just during certain seasons. All right, we are driving on the right-hand side of the road, which is something we learned last time. Let's see what this is. Oh, and please, if you are following along or you're doing this and you're sending comments, please don't Google this. I'm going to try to go ahead and just use our brains to do this instead of using the power of Google. All right, so let's see what we got here. Viver Esperanza. All right. Ooh, here we have a telephone, but it's really small. It definitely looks like Spanish language. We've got some mountains. Let's see, what do we got over here? Oh, there's some more stuff. All right, so using this, what do we got? Looks like Punta San Juanita, maybe? Something like that. Any thoughts on where we are? I see some palm trees here too. So I'm thinking that this is not Mexico, but maybe farther south. Like, I don't even know if we can get down to Costa Rica, but this looks pretty farmy for certain places. Okay, now you're saying San Pedro in Mexico. Is that because you've Googled those signs? or because you know based upon what you see here? Because I don't want to cheat, man. Let's see what we got here. Wait, it says, aha, San Jacinto. Okay, so maybe it is in Mexico. Any other thoughts? I don't have my key people here that can do this. All right. Hey, yeah, no, I said no Googling. All right. We're going to go ahead and go with Mexico, but I'm going to just pick a place over here south just because I wish this had terrain. It has forests. All right. Let's just go ahead and pick this one and see what we got here. All right. 1200. So this was, it was actually up there north. Huh. It's in, it was over there in the peninsula. Okay. Well, so much for that. Let's go ahead and try round 2. Now we only have 3 minutes here, so help me out. We've got, it looks like some palm trees here again. Yep, I see palm trees. We see no yellow lines. All right, we're going to go that way towards the radio. No, we're not. We can't go that way. All right, looks like we're driving on the right-hand side. We see some huts. We see a person. Let's see what we got here. Any thoughts? I see these trees look pretty scrubby, so I'm thinking more of a deserty climate. Let's see what we got over here. More people definitely dressed in shorts. That would tell me that left-hand drive. It looks like we're right-hand. It looks like we're on the right-hand side of the road here. Yeah, this is right-hand. I don't know about South Africa sector. Let's see if we can see any. Let's see, low huts 2, low buildings 2, not 2 stories. So I'm thinking, I don't know. Any other thoughts? It's just me and sector here. All right. Ooh, we have cattle. All right. People raising cattle. Longhorn cattle. Man, I wish I was one of those people that knew about livestock. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll read up on livestock for the next one. Oh, here's a sign. Signs are amazing. Dakar. Okay. I don't see kilometers or anything, but does anybody know where Dakar is without Googling? I'm picturing, let's see where we got. Sudan? Yeah? All right. Let's see if it shows up here. Isn't the direction a question of perspective? I think that's an interesting point. When they put you down, Yannick, they point you a certain direction, which I always take to be the front of the car. Let's go ahead and go, northwest of Africa. All right, well, I'm just going to go right here in the middle of Africa, and that way those of you that are saying Suzanne, it is. Oh, there's Dakar right there. Haha. Okay. Not Sudan. Okay, thanks. Yeah, it was. We got some points. So whenever the car whenever Google sets me down in the normal direction, I always picture that I'm facing the direction of the car. So if I'm on the right-hand side of the road, I should be thinking that I'm the right-hand. It's in a place where you're driving on the right-hand side. I know. Okay, so I know people are like, Micah, you should have listened to us. I know, I will learn this eventually, I swear. So that's the way that I use Google Maps, and I'm thinking that's the right way. Let's go ahead to round number 3. Here we got. All right, so we got some different trees here, which is nice. We've got double line, and again, just put me down like this, which in my understanding is we are facing the way the car was driving, which is on the right-hand side of the road. And let's see if we go down this way. Now I'm seeing deciduous trees. This looks a lot like what we saw yesterday. Yeah, definitely very green. All right. And we're seeing 2-story houses, which would tell me that this is not very hot climate, because in hotter climates, many times they do low buildings, so because the heat rises. Ooh, what's that? That looks Eastern Europe. That doesn't look United States. Okay, Canada. OSINT profession. Oh, well, if your profession's OSINT, you must know this stuff. Let's see. We got a sign up here. It's a blue sign. Oh, it's a bus stop. Man, there are websites out there that show you, for this type of sign, where in the world it is. Let's see what if we got here. Yeah, I mean, I could see Canada here. Oh, well, maybe we can see here. What do we got? No, I'm thinking, hang on, let's move a little bit closer. Oh, for the love of Pete. Come on. Oh, there we go. This looks like Netherlands. I see Kongen Karate? Road sign at junction, yeah. What would you say here? This looks like KONGURK. Huh. Can we go down there? Nope. Can't go down there. All right. Well, we have 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Let's see. Not the Netherlands. Okay. Sector says no Netherlands. Well, let's keep going down the road here. See if we find another. We got another junction. And this one is, oh, I swear it's something that is, yeah, I'm thinking Germany. These signs are like way too long for like American things. There we go. Yeah, this is definitely something like, I'm going to say Germany. Any dissenting opinions? Everybody's like, yes, Micah, we do not think it's, if you think it's Germany, it's not Germany. I'm going with Germany, but closer to Prague. Yeah, okay. We're just going to go over here. So we got Finland. Gah. Gah. Don't you say it could have been Finland. Yeah, I know Sector's going to be like, it could have been Finland. Oh, look. It was. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't, you know what? I didn't see it was driving on the left, but it is a little bit hard to see. All right. Let's go ahead round 4. Here we go. Oh, now we're in this city. This, oh, wow, let's put this right here. All right, so here we definitely are driving on the left. You can see that the whole road over here to the right, we are on the left. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Yeah, I've deleted your Scandinavian. All right, and we're in kilometers. Okay, and this looks like a tropical kind of climate, right? So left-hand side of the road. Where does that? What is? I mean, this looks. Huh. All right. Well, let's go down here. I'm thinking Middle Eastish. No. Panorama New Deals 2010, New Deals 2011. Wait a second. This South America Transformer. Help me out here. Malaysia? I'm not seeing Malaysia because I mean it literally says like new deals there, but I don't know. Help me out, people. Come on. Oh, you think Malaysia too? Really? Okay. Well, we've got 2 Malaysias, and I have no idea. In Malaysia, are they driving on the left? I know that Singapore does. All right. Yeah, this could be Yom's a lot. I can't even pronounce these. Jungle Cafe. So a mix of English and another language. All right. Here we've got some motorbikes. That looks like another Suzuki. South American language. Yeah, I'd hate to go with Malaysia if this is somewhere in South America. We have corn here, right? Is that corn? No, it almost looks like corn. It looks a little too arid for, you think it's Indonesia. All right. Not thrilled with any of these options, but let's give it a try. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wait. I'm thinking Indonesia too, or Malaysia. Yeah, or is that Arabic there? All right, we got to guess here. Thoughts? Please say. Hey, behind. Yeah. Oh, come on. All right, we got to guess. An Islamic country. That's what I was thinking. All right, but it drives on the left. All right, any ideas? Malaysia? Okay, we're going to go with Malaysia. Shoom, right there. And ho, you all rock. Nice. 24 kilometers away. That is by far the best. See, I listen to the audience. I get the points. Very nice, everybody. Thank you for making that work. All right. Yep, Malaysia is Islamic. Okay. All right, last one. Help me get over like 5,000. That's all I want. I know it's not thrilling, but we can do this. Okay, we are inside a stadium. Holy cow. I've never seen this before. Whoa, those look like nice seats. Okay, so we're inside of a stadium, and this is football. Wait, what is it? Yeah, this is like football, right? Soccer, football. Donuts, Shakhtar. Anybody? I don't know with the Shakhtar. I mean, that doesn't seem like Ukraine. Donetsk. Yeah, where's Donetsk? That is. Where's Donetsk? Help me. Come on. Yeah. Okay, I know it's a place called Donetsk. I wasn't professional, but let's go ahead and figure out what country it is. Is it over here in Norway or something? I really don't know. I mean, geography was not a strong suit of mine. Ukraine. Okay, so it actually is in Ukraine, a place called Donetsk. All right. At least I know where Ukraine is. And can you tell me east or west side of the country? Anybody? East Europe. Well, I know where Ukraine is. Hang on. Ah, there it is right there. Boom. And we have 1 minute, 32 seconds. So let's see if I can zoom in even more. That's Donetsk. I'm just going to put it right there in the middle. East? In East Donetsk? Donetsk? Well, it's in, I'm literally on the city of Donetsk. So, all right, we're just going to go ahead and do there. That it says right there. Let's see how far away we are. 5 kilometers, baby. All right. Wow, we almost got the maximum points, 4,983 instead of 5,000. Yeah, I didn't want to keep scrolling in. I figured, it's close enough sector. So I lost, 17 points. Let's see what we got. 13,000. That is much better. I think mostly because I listened to y'all on Malaysia. Mental note for Micah. Listen to the audience a lot more. All right. Cool. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out. You know how geographically challenged I am. And we are going to go and do some other things now. For those of you just joining us, welcome. I'm Michael Hoffman, and we are live on Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, and YouTube. I am part of OSINT Curious, and today we just finished our warm-up segment where I am starting to trust our audience and starting to listen to their suggestions for where the heck in the world we are on Geoguesser. Today, I figured, all week I've been going live here and showing you not necessarily core OSINT things, but more of the things that we do when we are looking at a site, when the kind of behind the scenes skills that you can use when you're going ahead and researching something or diving into a place you don't know about and trying to pull back the curtain from what is being shown. So I figured we'd go ahead and continue on with this. We've been using the web developer tools all week. And if you haven't seen it, on twitch.tv/OSINTcurious and on YouTube, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the OSINT Curious Project. Both of those have recordings from the previous live streams of this week. And each day we do a little bit with web developer tools to get people just playing with it and experimenting. The whole point of OSINT Curious is to be curious, to try things out and see what happens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the virtual machine again. Now, I pulled up a couple other sites here. One of the first things I want to do before I get to the some more web developer tools and just some of the fun that we can have there, decoding what's coming to our browser. So I want to introduce a site that I think some people know about, but many people don't. This is called example.com. Many times you need to write up some documentation. You need to create like a fake email, and you write it down in a blog post. You're like, oh, email, insert your name here at gmail.com. Well, that could actually be somebody's email address, or somebody could create that email address. And then if somebody does literally follow your blog and email that address, then somebody's really getting that information. And there have been some faux pas in the past where people have typed up documentation for configuring routers or doing other things in the cybery world or in the IT world. And they've typed up, insert your domain.com here, and then open up all the firewall rules. And some people copy that and put it right into their firewall and make their site available to a lot of people. So IANA, the organization that controls the internet numbers and stuff like that, what they have is several domains out there that are reserved, meaning you, me, nobody can ever buy these domains and stand up a legitimate website or stand up a legitimate email using these domains. And it's not just example.org and example.com. There's a bunch of them, and it shows here the RFCs. These are requests for comment, I think. RFCs 2606 and 6761. And you can see there's a bunch of them in different languages as well. Why does this matter? Well, first off, when we are writing documentation or writing up our reports or just blog posts, if you are using use any domain here, put in one of these domains, in example.com or one of these other ones, because what happens is that people that don't understand what you're talking about might try to click on the links, and if somebody else stands up the site, then they might go ahead and go off to somebody else's site. Or another reason why we might use some of these domains is creating fake email addresses. And they are truly fake email addresses that are well formatted, because email addresses have to have like a local part or a username and then an @ and then a domain. Well, if a website that you are signing up for an account on or giving information to requires a well formatted email, but you don't want to give them like a real email address, then, one of the things that you can do is give him a Michael Hoffman. Don't give him Michael Hoffman. Choose a different name, but you could give him something at example.com or something at one of these domains. The reason is that nobody can ever get that email. If they try to send something to example.com or one of these other domains, there are no mail servers there. Nobody can ever set up Michael Hoffman at example.com there. It's just something that is out there. So it's safer. And if you think about the different types of accounts that you many times might create, you might need to create an account on a site. And instead of giving them a burner email or using a 10-minute email, if it truly is just I need to give an email in order to download a PDF or in order to do something, sometimes just creating a unique one here at example.com is safe, because they can't send you email that's marketing or anything like that. So I wanted to make sure that you knew about example.com, example.org. I think also test.com. Let's see, test.com. I think that's a similar one. Nope, it is not. So don't listen to me on that last one. I'm going to add my colleague in crime here, Sector 035, to the live stream. Sector, how you doing, man?
Hi. Hello, Mike. Yeah, I decided to join you. You were all alone, and I thought, you know what? I had so much fun last Monday, and I thought, I'm just going to join you again.
You say I'm all alone, but I've got Arnaud, I've got Michael, I've got Trash Pack, I've got all of these listeners that are watching us.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm not alone, man.
In that case, I'll leave again.
Okay. Your choice, man. But stick around, man. So one of the things I wanted to show is that example.com stuff. And then let's take a look at these Start Me pages. Now, I have mixed feelings about these Start Me pages. I love the fact that so many people are making bookmarks and organizing things. Like this is Bruno Mortier's OSINT framework.de Start Me page. And the neat thing about it is, if you've never seen these, this is literally OSINT framework.de. And maybe Sector can throw that. Oh, you can't throw that in the comment. Damn it. One day I'll get you guys access. I keep saying that, right? And this will redirect you to the Start Me page. And this is similar to osintframework.com, but it's on a totally different platform and other stuff. But my point is not to show you the Start Me page. My point is to show you behind the scenes of the Start Me pages. Because all week we've been talking about the web developer tools and how they allow us to understand how websites work a little bit. Let's take a look at how the Start Me pages work. I'm going to go ahead and go into the web developer tools. And I've got the network turned on. And instead of doing all, I'm going to go ahead and just start looking at the XHRs. For those of you that weren't here earlier in the week, those are XML Http requests. And those are requests that my browser makes when some JavaScript thing says, oh, hey, you loaded the page, but you need to go grab some other stuff too. And it does that behind the scenes. So I want to see that behind the scenes stuff. Let's go ahead and reload this page and see what comes up. I just hit Shift Reload. Now notice this page up here is start.me/p-zme8nr. Okay, now that is the unique identifier for this page. Okay, let's look down here in the XHRs. Now you can see here that there are two JSON files that my web browser pulled from Start Me, and let's take a look what's in them. All right, there's one here that looks like it matches our Start Me page here. So when we click on that, this is in JSON format or JavaScript object notation. Now, some of you, this might start making your heart kind of flutter like, oh my God, this is not something that is normally viewable and it's hard to see. But let's just go ahead and open this in a new tab. That's easy to see. It's easy to understand. And when you look at the JSON, as I've said 1,000 million times, you get to see other stuff. This is the content that makes this page. So all of the links that we see here, let's just see. Let's see, let's just search this page for web breacher. I don't even know if it's here. Find web breacher. Oh, I misspelled my own name. Well done, Micah. Hey, look, here we have an entry for at OSINT yoga created by web breacher Hoffman. Web breacher Hoffman. That's so cool. My mom would be so happy. She didn't name me web breacher. And let's go over here. We have at OSINT yoga created by web breacher Hoffman. So when I mouse over this, you see that it changes to yoga.osint.ninja. And when I look over here, I see there's the page it's going to redirect me to. But we also have when this URL or this entry was updated and icons and other things. So this JSON is pulled and then displayed within the page. Why does it matter? Well, if you wanted to, let's just say that you thought this page was super amazing, as it is. You want to harvest all the links here. Well, how are you going to do that? You're going to, I know that there are plugins for that, but let's not use a plugin. Let's use the built-in stuff. Here, I can just go ahead and take all of this, copy all of the JSON that was sent to my browser, paste it in here, and then let's see if I can sort this. I always like to sort. Let's see, sort. Oh, I think I need to add that to this. Let's see, plugins. Sort. There's sort. Add sort. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to go to tools and sort. It says, hey, reverse order, remove duplicates. Now let's just go ahead and sort it and see what happens. So we have all of this stuff. All right, I don't care about that. What I care about are anything that says URL. So let's go ahead and do a find for URL. And now look at this. I have all of the URLs that were on that page. Yeah, I mean, this is nice and all, Micah, but I still have them in a weird format. Well, we can change that format too. But look at them all. They're all in one place. You can copy this. Here's all of the people that you should follow on Twitter. Boom. And you can do that. And this is all like just free stuff, right? It's in it. The browser gives it to you if you look behind what's rendered. And this is why I love learning more about the technologies that the internet is built upon, because once you start learning about web applications and once you start learning about JSON and other things, your capabilities grow so much. Let me just go ahead and do the fun thing here. Sector, I'm going to go ahead and take all of these URLs and do some command line kung fu.
I'm just going to sit here and enjoy.
Well, you know, we'll let you talk in a second here, but I really love doing this stuff. So hang on. All right. So here I've got URL. Oh man, Micah, come on. What are you doing? Let's go down and here. All right. So let's go up here to the top of the URLs. I'm just going to copy this, create a new document and paste it. I'm going to save this. Now I'm in Linux, so I'm just going to go ahead and call this URLs1. Now, for those of you that don't know, I spent many years as a Linux system administrator, and I've learned a couple of things about using command line tools. Now, command line tools are not hard. They just are like a foreign language. You have to know what to type. For instance, cat. And then, oh, I got to go to the desktop. So change directory to desktop. And then cat URLs 1 should give us that same stuff that we saw inside of the text document. Why do I have it in here? Well, the command line has a bunch of different tools that, I mean, if you know them, can be really helpful. For instance, when I look at this data, I see one column here, this URL column, and then I see a colon, and then a space, and then a quote. In fact, I see 1 quote, 2 quotes, 3 quotes, 4 quotes, and each one of these has 4 quotes. So what I can do is I can do something like cut, grab fields number, hang on, 1, 2, 3, field number 3, set a delimiter of quote, and of that. And I've picked up the wrong thing. Hang on. Let's pick up fields 3 through 5. All right. And actually, it's field number 4 and 5. Oh, just field 4. Thank you, Sabo. All right. There you go. So what I've just done is, with the help of our audience, thank you so much for that, is I have taken this file that looks all messed up, that for some of you would require a whole bunch of find and replaces, and I've cleaned it up. I've essentially told the command line, hey, use these quotation marks as column delimiters and take not column 1, not 2, not 3, but take column 4 here and extract it. And it gives me all these URLs. Now I can take that and use a redirector to do URLs 2. And now, going back over here, I can open desktop, URLs 2, and there's all of my things. Now, for some of you are like, well, that's nice and all, Micah, but you could have grepped for that. You could have done a find and replace. And yes, there are a ton of ways for you to clean up the information, and there's no one right way for you to do it. And that's the cool thing about computers is if you are good with Python, do it that way. If you are good with Notepad++ or VS Codium, let's just see VS Codium here. All right, so here I'm going to go ahead and open that file. Let's open that file in VS Codium. Now, VS Codium is a free tool that you can download. And here, one of the cool things about it is that it allows us to do some advanced things like advanced search and replace. For instance, each one of these starts out with that content, right? Space, 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 quote, URL, quote, colon, space, quote. Well, I can just copy that, hit Control H to find and replace, and you notice it's automatically inserted whatever I had in my clipboard. So because I copied that and selected it, it says, oh, I found a whole bunch of these. What do you want me to replace it with? I want you to replace it with nothing. And when I hit this, boom, data's cleaned up. And some of you are like, well, Micah, what about the end? Yep, at the end, we have all of those. Boom, we've done it too. Now, this is not hard stuff. This is a free application, and we're just searching for things and cleaning it up. And this is a great way to get those efficiencies of, I have a whole bunch of things I need to do. How do I do it? Sector, I think one of the other things that we talked about another time, or maybe on one of our other live streams, we were talking about like Eyewitness and the cool things we can do with that. Were you on that? Maybe not. Have you ever used Eyewitness?
Eyewitness doesn't ring a bell.
All right. So if you go to github.com /40 North Security /eyewitness. See, sometimes I can remember things. My anniversary? Nope. Birthdays? Nope. 40 North Security /eyewitness? Yep, I got that. All right, and I've just lost all my lights here. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take this to the logical conclusion. Let's say that you had all of these URLs and you're like, this is great. I want to visit them all. There are 260 of them, 261. There's no way you're going to open each one in its own window. No, let's get some efficiencies. Yeah, thank you, Rihan. Yeah, this is, I mean, let's go ahead and take it to the logical conclusion. So this is a project on GitHub. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. For those of you that have never done stuff on GitHub, let me just show you bit.ly. Actually, I'll just throw this in the chat. bit.ly /OSINT curious resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that. I've just thrown it in the chat. bit.ly /OSINT curious resources. Now, this is a Google Doc that we shared out. And one of the things that we have is this Linux basics and command lines. And one of the things that comes up is using Git to download and sync files. And then we have basic skills. These are all 10-minute long videos on YouTube that are out there that are kind of doing the same stuff that I'm doing here. So if you want to learn this stuff more, there's a lot of resources out there. And I tried to focus on not just so you want to learn Linux, but more Linux for open source intelligence, Linux for text manipulation as well. So here are some tools for you. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's take this URL, and I'm hoping that this works. Let's come over here. I'm going to go back a directory. I think I have a tools directory, and I don't have Eyewitness installed. So let's go ahead and download this program. Now, some of you, when you see this and you see, okay, code, and there's a download zip, you think, I'm going to download the zip file, and then I run it. Don't do that. If you use the technique that I'm doing, one of the things that you can do is you can update when the project updates its code. So when 40 North Security updates the Eyewitness tool, you can do a quick command and your local copy of it will be updated too. So let me show you. First thing we're going to do is type the git command. Now I'm in Linux. This also works in Windows if you download certain tools and all, and it works on Mac too. Again, you might need to install some things. Git, and then all I'm going to do is paste in that URL. And when I do that, I forgot the main command. Wow, nice job, Micah. I got to tell Git what to do. So I'm going to tell it to clone. Git clone that. My computer reached out to GitHub, pulled down that content, and now if I look in the directory here, I see an Eyewitness directory. Okay, let's go in there. CD Eyewitness. Now I know from my past that in order to use Eyewitness, I need to run their setup program, which is in the Python directory. and cd into setup. And then I think I can just run that. I might need to run it with root privileges. The sudo command gives us root privileges. I need to enter in my super secret password. And now my computer is running essentially an installer script. When you install stuff on Windows, or if you ever happen to see somebody do it, that's essentially what's happening here. The creator of this tool has said, you know what, in order for Eyewitness to work, you have to do this, that, and the other. And that's what it's doing. It's downloading and installing all of the packages needed to run. All right, and it worked. So now we have the Eyewitness tool right here. The next challenge is, how do I get it to run? There's nothing to click on. Well, here's what we got. If we do a /e, we can do that and then hit enter. And all of this stuff is how to run the tool. And you can see up at the top here, it says, you didn't specify a file. I need a file containing URLs. I think I have a file with URLs. All right. And then there's all of these other configuration things that you can set. For instance, we do need to tell it that we want to process web-based things and not other types of protocols. We are going to specify a file name using a -f. If you were concerned about overloading your network connection, you can add some timeouts or a certain amount of randomness called a jitter. We're just going to go ahead and do the same command. I'm going to specify a file. Actually, let's specify web and then a file. And I'm going to specify in my home drive on the desktop, there should be URL S2. Now, if all went well, let's see, malformed URL. Oh, let's see. Okay, so it's saying, hey, Micah, this URL S2 thing did not work very well for the Google CSE. All right, let's just take that out. Sometimes we need to clean up our data. Oh,
yeah, probably the colon. Maybe it doesn't recognize it as a correct URL.
Ah, the colon. Okay, let's take that out right there.
Yeah.
Save it. We could also encode that. And all I'm doing is hitting the up arrow. All right. We have another one. Find the colon. Well, of course, those are colons. Micah, this is the way the internet works. All right, we're going to take that out too. Is this perfect? No, of course not. Is it better than you opening this 260 times and doing it yourself? Yes. So right now, as we speak, my system is making requests out to different websites. Eyewitness, this Python tool, when it does have a response that comes back from a website, it takes a screenshot of it, and then we'll put that in a report for me. And as you can see, sometimes there's some errors, sometimes there's not. We're just taking all of those sites that we got from the OSINT framework.de page and running them through Eyewitness. The goal here is efficiencies. The goal is to make sure that we are not spending our valuable analyst time clicking on URLs, opening and closing. Can you imagine 260 tabs open in your browser sector? I cannot. That just gets...
That's what I have open every day.
What, yeah, you're not a Chrome user, are you? But no,
Chrome,
I mean, this
Chrome,
is...
everything. Chrome, Firefox, it totally depends on what I need.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things, so what we're trying to do here is see what all of these resources. Picture yourself getting 100 whatever URLs where there are profiles of your targets. We can use the same type of tool for that. And as you can see, it's still making the requests out there. We've got 30 out of 257. This will take a little while, but let's see if I can just close and cancel this. Will it make that file? Let's see. So in here, oh, look at that. In here, let's see. There are, oh, so it's looking at each thing. So let's do this. Let's make a smaller list here instead of the 200 something one. Let's do this. Just copy that and we'll make a new file. I'm going to save it as URLs3. Put it on the desktop. We'll just make this a quicker one. Long demos bore me. So I'm just hitting the up arrow. I'm going to change 2 to a 3. Now we've only got 17 hosts, as you see. Hopefully this will be a little bit faster and we can see what comes back. The tool's not perfect at all. Nope. It does not execute JavaScript, which for some sites means you don't get a really good screenshot at all. But you know, sometimes it is just what you need. All right. So we're going to let this run. Follower along, back tweets. One of the other use cases for this while this is running would be something like, what's my name? You run something like John Doe in here. And when you get the results back, let's see, we've got 70, 80, 90, 140, 151 hits for John Doe. Now you take this, you save it as a CSV, and then you run it through Eyewitness. And the Eyewitness will just parse all of these little things. At the end of this, what it will do is it'll say, hey, I've written a report. The report is in this location. You want to see it? Yes, I do. And it'll open up my default browser. And here we can just browse through the page. Now, for this, we're just looking at what all the web pages look like. But picture yourself looking through 160 sites where John Doe's profile might be. In these pages, you might see the avatar or the bio or other things for your John Doe target. So here, 502 error. That is a server error. So Find My Facebook ID is probably no longer up and running. So we could let Bruno Mortier know about that. Remember what I told you about some sites not
rendering JavaScript?
Thank you very much. I was looking at this. Yeah, it's actually executing JavaScript and it can't do that. When you go to something like OSINTframework.com, one of the neat things about it is this kind of growth of all of these really nice nodes here and this JavaScript. And what you can see over here, all of that is missing. So if you have a heavy JavaScript site, it's not going to be very useful. But on the left, you see all the response data that came back. So I think Eyewitness, Yannick says, does Eyewitness have problems with these accept cookies things? It generally does not, because whatever the browser, whatever the website says to do, hey, I want to set these cookies, Eyewitness will be like, sure, set the cookies. And in fact, we should be able to see, if we find set dash cookie, there we go. We see that on this site, it set a cookie called that in our Eyewitness browser with this value. And if we search down, here's another one. I think what Yannick is trying to ask is those kind of pop-ups, maybe that you have to accept the cookies and with the settings before you get to the site, or this is the footer stuff that comes.
Yeah, we in Europe, we have those mandatory pop-ups that you have to accept certain cookies before you can actually visit the site. So.
Yeah, and I was just going to say something that Sabo, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, I'm doing my best. Sabo says there that a lot of those pop-ups are things that are JavaScript. So this can't execute JavaScript. So picture you were surfing the web without the ability to do JavaScript, yep. Like your browser settings are at their highest. That's what this will get. And sometimes it won't get good sites. I mean, if we went to Facebook or Twitter, it's not going to nearly look as good. Yeah. Let's see. Ono says, do I make a backup or restore point from my VM before installing software? Good question. So this is my VM. On some versions of VMware or VirtualBox or VMware Fusion, whatever, you can make a snapshot, which is a copy of a known state. And then any changes you make, you can erase by just reverting back to that known good. So to answer your question, yes, I absolutely do that, Ono. Here you see snapshot, ready to use. Now, for me, that ready to use is a known good state before I've installed all of this, before I installed Eyewitness. And there's some tools that I install all the time, like VS Codium, that I trust. And so I don't have to do this all the time. But yeah, I would probably install the tool, make sure it's good, and then maybe take another snapshot. That way, if I wanted to uninstall it, I could do it really quickly. Cool. So what are the other limitations of this tool is that it only pulls a picture or a screenshot of a certain size. So you see researchclinic.net, all we get is a certain resolution. But again, if we're looking at profiles, using this tool to go ahead and hit them all really quickly is super, super easy. Hey, Lockpicking Pete. Good seeing you. And for those of you that are late to the party here, no worries. We are OSINT Curious. Oh, I'll just leave that scrolling. We are OSINT Curious. This is
24/7.
Yeah. This is Sector 035. I'm Michael Hoffman, and we are going through some open source intelligence things. These are more things that I don't think you get in most classes. I haven't seen people really focusing on this stuff. And yeah, cool. All right, so that is that. Hey, all right. So what we did, just to recap for those of you that were coming late, Lockpicking Pete, you got the messages, right? 1 o'clock every day this week. What we did was we visited a Start Me page. We looked at the data that was loaded using our web developer tools. We saw that there was a JSON document that was loaded in the web developer tools, and then we opened that JSON document over here. And we noticed that in the JSON, we get more data. We also get these really nice links in the URL column. So we copied all of this, we put it into a document, and then in that document, we went ahead and went through a couple of different steps to remove all the extra things and save it as just a list of URLs. We had to clean it up a little bit to get it to run, and then we ran the tool Eyewitness on it, and that's what we're seeing now. Cool. Nice. All right. There's some skills for you. Whew. So, yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. What about you, Sector? Is there anything you want to do, or are you along for the ride?
I'm along. I'm here to be here to make sure you're not alone, only with the viewers. I have nothing prepared. I have nothing to talk about. So, is there anyone of our viewers that have a question, something they would like to see?
Yeah, you could do that. Actually, I have other things. Let's see. Notes and links to be available from these live broadcasts. You know what, Ben? We've been talking about that when we show these things and we do this stuff in the live streams, one of the reasons why we do it is because it's easier for us. And it's informal. We can tailor it to whatever we want. But one of the problems is that we end up with these videos and people are like, well, what's in that one? We're like, oh, it's our live stream. Well, what did you talk about? Things, stuff. So, yeah, one of our biggest problems is going back to our Twitch TV channel, going back to YouTube and trying to annotate these. So all of these videos that we are making now, all these live streams are going to be are on our Twitch channel, and they are also on our YouTube. Yep. Yeah, Eyewitness is covered in Bazel's book. Yeah. So you can rewatch what I just did. That's absolutely cool. And just so you know, here's the place to grab it from. It's made by a really neat guy named Chris Truncher and his company. Also, we have the OSINT Curious document, which I see that a bunch of you in right now. This is that bit.ly OSINT. And let's just go ahead and copy this. Oh, I can't copy that because it's the footer. Of course not. I posted it earlier, the bit.ly OSINT Curious resources. All right. So one of the other things that I hear people saying is, I want to learn how to code. I want to learn, things. Within the world of OSINT, what I find, and Sector, I think you'll attest to this too, is that the more you know just about things, about stuff, the more effective you can be, because you can start recognizing. I mean, you're a wizard with IPs and domains and doing things with that, and because you have some history with there, you have some skills there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so one of the things that I was thinking, let's see, can you send? Yeah, sure, absolutely, Trapezy. Bit.ly/OSINT curious resources. There you go. That is the link to our Google Doc, and it has a whole bunch of links to our previous 10-minute tips, blog posts, and other things to help you out. So one of the things I'm always hearing is, well, how do I mean, you know all this stuff about JSON because you've been doing things for years and all. How do I learn that stuff, and what do I learn? Well, what you learn is up to you. I always advise people to go ahead and follow their heart, following what's interesting to them. I love usernames. I love Python. I love Linux tools. This is fun for me. I also love geography, but I'm terrible at it. So I'm trying to get better. But one of the things that has been very useful to me, and again, we don't make money from plugging these sites or these tools or anything. We're just trying to provide resources. The W3 Schools site is a free place that gives you some great resources for a lot of different things that you as OSINT people may want to learn, whether it's understanding HTML or whether it's understanding JavaScript better, or even as you scroll down, learning PHP or Python even. There's a lot of different resources that are out here. And some of the nice things here is like like some of the other sites that are out there, when you want to work with CSS, it's like, okay, well, I could read about it, but man, it sure would be nice if I could play with an example. So in the pages, they talk about, hey, this will do something, change things, something blue, something red. When you try it yourself, you can actually change the page. So change that to red. And let's see if I can change this to just green. And you hit run, and there you go. So not only are you just reading about it, but you're actually doing it. You're trying things out. You're being curious. So my favorite thing is to go to a site like this, read about some things, try out some things that I think might be neat, and then go from there. Always documenting, always keeping track of my notes. And one of the other things that a lot of people have said is, I want to learn Python. Cool. There are places where you can learn Python. Like here, if we change this to hello, OSINT curious people, and we hit run, on the right-hand side, we should see the output. It should say, hello, OSINT curious people. So we're actually executing Python commands within their website. This is a really interesting thing because you no longer have to download and install Python and figure out, do you need Python version this or Python version that? Or what about the plugins or whatever? You don't have to do about any of that stuff. If you want to just get in and learn it, go to W3 Schools or go to Learn Python. And, same type of thing. Here's the basics. Here's hello world. Same type of thing. Print. This line will be printed. Well, let's print. Let's see if we can change this. Hello, OSINT curious world. And when we hit run, it will run that code. Hello, OSINT curious worlds. Nice. But it does it all on the web page, so you don't have to download a thing and you're running your code. Now, there are limits to what they'll allow you to run, of course. They don't want you to take over the system, but you have a whole bunch of flexibility for what you can run and how. So my suggestion would be, if you are somebody that's looking to up your skill, up your game in something, whether it's Python or whether it's HTML or whether it's something else, go to some of these sites and try some of the interactive demos instead of just reading a blog post about it and then trying to figure out how to set up your system. There's time for you to install Python too. There's time for you to do all that later on. Cool. That's my pitch. Any of you learning Python or know Python? Give me a yes in the Slack. Nice. Good, Micah. old school here. Give me a yes if you've learned Python and you're pretty good at it, or JavaScript or some other language. Throw it into the comments. Sector, you've done some programming, right?
No, I can read it and I can edit it. Well, yeah. Back in the day, when I was still young,
Okay.
yes, I did program in
Now are we talking like
Turbo
Pascal?
Pascal,
Turbo
C++,
Pascal, yes.
assembly even.
Mhm.
I actually wrote some exploit in assembler. So,
Wow.
but that's well over 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
yes, people, I'm a little bit older than you think. So I completely forgot how to think like a programmer. I can read it, I can edit it, and with some good sources, I can write my own programs. I actually wrote a program together with Aware Online that we could use to search for people within the house party app. So you
Okay.
just enter a search string and it spews out all kinds of users that match a specific search query.
Okay.
We've written it in Python and it works, but yeah, it took me so long, so
Yeah.
long. But
Well, and one of the things.
like you said earlier, sorry to
No, go
interrupt
ahead.
you. Some people really have a need to learn Python. I do have a few use cases where I could use Python, but all the things that I do when it comes to like websites and IPs, and once in a while I'm still really busy with geolocating or chronolocating stuff, I don't really need Python for that.
Yeah.
I don't do all that bulk stuff. I don't have to check like 50 or 60 social media websites or run big data sets or JSON or whatever. I don't have a need for that. So yeah, that's kind of what is stopping me at the moment. But I should really get back into programming
Well,
because there are so many things that I could probably improve in my workflow.
so you bring up a great point there, Sector, that why do people think that they need Python? You know, if I'm doing open source intelligence and I'm doing something, you know, looking at people or I've got IPs and domains that are targets or websites or businesses, what are the tasks where Python can help? A bespoke script that you would create can help. And yeah, it's that repeated task. It's like visiting 100 websites. That's good. But you see, I didn't have to write that Python. I used somebody else's tool. And GitHub is a great place to, you know, use other people's tools with the caveat that some of those tools may not be safe for your OSINT work. One of the things that I think maybe I'll do tomorrow, I'm doing these live streams all this week, and I think maybe tomorrow or Friday, I'll go over regular expressions and simple regular expressions that you can learn. Because if you're manipulating large data sets, like cleaning up things like what we saw earlier with that huge list of URLs, you don't have to know Python to clean that up. With a quick couple of search and replaces, with a quick couple of regular expressions, you can extract things or manipulate them in interesting ways. So, yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of things.
And the cool thing is there is even a browser extension to search within a page with regular expressions.
Okay.
So that's something really cool. I'm
That is
gonna
really
try and be here on Friday.
Yeah.
I'll look at my VM
Okay.
and I'll make sure that the regular oh, I have it here.
Cool.
Yep.
So let's see. So I'm looking at our viewers. Yeah. Oh, so some people are learning Python. Some are learning it like Udemy. Some are just learning. Cool. QBasic. Yeah, that's an oldie. Java. Wow, Cynthia. Java, C#, and Visual Basic. That screams of maybe college learning. Tell me if I'm right here. This seems like the computer science majors here in the United States are very focused on classic things like Java and C. All right, Trashback says, but most OSINT jobs ask for numerous skills across numerous domains. That is true. And so what we're trying to do this week and forever is to give you that exposure. My goal is not for you to become experts in command line tools like I know, or Python, or chronolocation like Sector knows, but to expose you to those areas where if you need chronolocation, Sector 035 is a great resource. Or if you need something, you can do a Google of Sector 035 and chronolocation, and boom, find a blog post or a week in OSINT that he's written. Sometimes you need to know that skill yourself, and sometimes you need to know how to download it. Yeah, there you go, Cynthia. Yeah, college. That's right. And for me, a lot of these skills are things that I picked up over the years of experience. I've got lots and lots of years in IT and computers and stuff. And what I find is that there'll be times when I'm like writing code, and it literally is like learning a foreign language. You have vocabulary, you have syntax, and you forget it if you don't use it. I mean, Sector, you probably know a bunch of different languages, but I'm guessing that there might be one that you learned maybe 20 years ago or longer, and you haven't practiced it and maybe you forgot.
Cool. Let me have a look. English on a pretty much daily basis. German is so-so. I think my Frisian is a little bit
rusty.
Yeah, a
okay.
bit rusty.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is if I don't use Python for a while, it gets rusty. I get rusty. Absolutely. I have to get back in.
Yep.
So cool. Now Sector lockpicking. Actually, let's just do a top of the hour type of thing here. For those of you just joining, welcome. We are the OSINT Curious Project. I'm Micah. This is Sector.
Hi.
Should I say 035 is your last name or your family names? Like his first name's Sector. 035 is his given name? Or
people sometimes actually call me Sector, and I actually look around like, oh, you're talking to me, so
my name's
it's 035. Fine with me.
All right. So if you're just joining, we are on here live streaming on Twitch, on Periscope / Twitter, and on YouTube. The recordings of this will be on twitch.tv at OSINT Curious and on Periscope. I'm sorry, that on YouTube at youtube.com / the OSINT Curious Project. If you have any of those questions, there's our website, and there's the Searchlight Discord. And that's how you can become a patron and sponsor us too. We're not yet integrated into Twitter, into Twitch for or YouTube for monetization, because we really just want to get this information out to you. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, other people are saying, yep, yeah, you forget the languages. So my suggestion is, for most of what we need to do as OSINT people, you don't need Python. You don't need to write your own Python things. If it's a personal growth thing and you want to learn Python to check that off, cool, do it. My suggestion, there are a couple of things that you can do in Python that will maximize your kind of results. Okay, like making a web call and then parsing the data that comes back, and then maybe reading and writing files. Focus on those things and the basics, and you'll be awesome. All right, Sector. Let's just see here. I've got my VM up.
Yeah, just I did see a comment from Ono.
Okay.
That's a very technical question, and yeah, the Tiki site is where you can send a pay me link, so to say, and he asks whether it's possible to see whether some organizations actually raise their target to get some more money. I have no clue. This is a very specific question, Arno, that deserves a little bit of research into how the Tiki links are created and what's underneath it in the website and all that. So that's going to be a little bit too tricky to have a look at.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sector, that while we don't want to do that on a live stream, what people do all the time is use the web developer tools that we've been showing all week to better understand what's happening in your browser when you do certain actions. So if you want to figure out how a website works functionally, create 2 accounts, sign up, send money from one to the other, and look at that. You're kind of reverse engineering the site. Just realize that in certain countries, you could do some things and not other things due to laws and privacies and other stuff. So I don't know where you are. You don't have to tell me, but just wanted to just make that out there. I'm in the United States, so our laws are a little bit different over here. Cool.
Well, it sounds fairly Dutch, no? And else very close to the Netherlands. And we have a really, really good responsible disclosure thing going on. So things like this, you can do a lot over here.
Okay, cool. So my suggestion would be create some accounts, use the web developer tools like I've been showing. And if you have a specific question about web developer tools, we can do Firefox's web developer tools tomorrow or something else. We'll come back tomorrow and try some other things. But I think I'm going to probably sign off here, Sector, and end this thing today and come back tomorrow and do it again. Now, I need all of your help tomorrow because my goal is to get better at the Geoguesser. So, and the way I get better is by you being there and helping me get better because I'm still figuring out what's in different countries. So come back tomorrow. Sector, I know that you're probably going to be here on Friday. Is that right?
Yes, I'm going to join you on Friday. I think that tomorrow we are going to have one of our new OSINT Curious members.
Cool.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. And until then, I think we should tell everybody to stay OSINT curious.
Absolutely.
Oh, and please subscribe. Subscribe to our Twitch. We're going to be doing these all the time. Just not sure of the actual schedule. So if you're watching now and you're kind of liking it, give us a subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know that you appreciated it. And for those of you that are going to be coming back tomorrow at 1800 UTC, I will see you then. Sector, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate that.
It was a pleasure. And everyone, keep on learning, keep watching our videos, and stay OSINT curious.
Yep. Stay OSINT curious, everybody. See ya.